You have all been wonderful, asking me lots of questions about oat groats and beef bones and yogurt and all sorts of things. And so today I wanted to come on and answer some of those questions. Hi, sweet friends. My name is Mary, and welcome to Mary's Nest. I'm a former New York City girl, now living the simple life with my sweet husband here in the Texas Hill Country. And this channel is all about cooking from scratch, living naturally, and creating a cozy home with charming thrift store finds. So if you're like me and you want to live the simple life, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click on the little notification bell below. That'll let you know every time I upload a new video. Well, I've received a lot of great questions from all of you, and I picked a bunch of them off of the email and the comments that I get, and I just wanted to take some time to this evening, I'm filming this in the evening, and go over them with you. The first question that I got was from a lovely lady named Mary Ann, and this was a question that some other people had sent me as well, and they wanted to know if you can make oat flour from oat groats. And oat groats are, you might remember the video that I made where I soak the oat groats and make oatmeal out of them. I grind them up and I make oatmeal out of them. And that's one way that you can use oat groats, but you can also make flour out of them. And you just take the whole groat and you just put it through your grain mill and you have oat flour. And that's it. It's very easy. Now you can also soak, sprout, dry it, and then put it through your grain mill, and then you'll have sprouted oat flour. And if the oat groats that you buy are guaranteed to be gluten-free, then you'll have a nice gluten-free flour. And now oats generally are gluten-free, but sometimes because I've read this, that the way the crops can be and winds blow and whatnot, the farmer may not be able to guarantee that they're gluten-free. So you need to look for oat groats where it actually says on the package gluten-free. And I've seen Bob's Red Mill sell those in those little bags that, you know, Bob's Red Mill grains come in. And I have seen him sell the gluten-free oat groats. So look for those if you want gluten-free ones. But yes, you can grind them and make flour and you're all set. The next question I got was from Jody, and this is a question that a number of people have asked me. And I actually released a video, I think it was yesterday, where I talk all about beef bones and where to find them and so on and so forth. And that's why I did the video, but I also wanted to cover it in this video as well, because I get this question a lot. And Jody wanted to know, where do I get my oxtails and my beef shanks online? Because she can't find them in her area. And I am able to find beef shanks and oxtails locally, but I also order them online because the ones that I get online, the quality is just fantastic. And I buy them because I didn't mention this when I made the beef bone broth video, which I made, like 6 months ago. And I didn't mention where I got my beef bone, so I get a lot of questions about that. And I get them from a company called US Wellness Meats. And I'll put a link in the description below if you want to go over and see what they're all about. Now, I just want to tell you something. If you go to their website to buy bones there, and they sell everything. They sell steaks and chickens and pork and the works. Sign up for their emails because they send out emails regularly, and they're always having sales on different varieties of cuts of meat and so on and so forth. But they also send out 15% off coupon codes for your whole order. So that can't be missed. So sign up for their emails and keep your eyes open for that, because that's when I order. It's a really good buy. So as I mentioned, I'll put a link to their company in the description below. And I just want to mention that about the description below, because that's another thing I've gotten a few questions on. Underneath the video, there's a few, maybe like one sentence, and it seems to be the beginning of a description of this video. It might say, Mary in this video, Mary is going to talk about X and such, or something like that. But it'll just be one sentence. And then you'll see the words show more. And if you click on show more, it opens up this big long description. And I've got it packed with information. I've got my mailing address for snail mail, and some of you have written to me, which has been a delight. I've got my email. I've got, you know, links to U.S. Wellness Meats and other things like that. And so definitely hit that show more, and then you'll get a lot of information. And a lot of questions are answered in there, because often I get questions, oh, where do you do this? Where do you get that? Or how can I email you? So on and so forth. And you just hit that show more, and you're going to just see a ton of information. And while we're talking about descriptions, I just want to mention one more thing that I've also gotten questions about, and I'm just thinking about it now that I mentioned the description, is iCards. And don't feel bad about asking me about this, because before I did YouTube, I didn't know anything about iCards. And iCards are something where if I talk to you right now and I mention a video that I've done previously, I can put a link to it up above me, and it'll like tap out, like it'll kind of go like that, and it'll say, oh, how to make beef bone broth, or whatever the case may be, and that indicates a video that I made. Or it might be if I'm talking about a friend of mine who has a YouTube channel, and I might say, visit Heidi, you know, to Heidi over at Rain Country Homestead, because I'm talking about something that she does. And don't worry, when that pops out, you don't have to immediately click on that. It doesn't go away. There's a round circle if you put your mouse over the video, there's a little round circle that'll appear in the corner. And if you click on that, it opens up like a shade, like a little drop-down shade, so to speak. I don't know how else to describe it. And it shows a picture with a link to the video or the other person's channel that I mentioned. So that, I hope that helps explain what iCards are, and just kind of experiment with it. And once you click on it and all, you'll see what I'm talking about. And another question that I got was also from another lovely lady, sent me a lovely note, and she wanted to know, can you make yogurt from raw milk? And I've gotten a lot of questions about this also from various people. And so I wanted to mention this, because in my video where I show how to make yogurt without a yogurt maker, without anything, basically it's 2 bowls. And it's very easy to make, and I'll link to that if you want to learn. Many of you already may know how to make homemade yogurt, but if you want to learn how to make homemade yogurt without any kind of yogurt maker or whatnot, I have a video on that. And in the video, I say, if you'd like to see me make a yogurt with raw milk, let me know. Well, a lot of you let me know. But unfortunately, we had quite the drought in Texas, and a lot of cows had to be sold and so on and so forth. And it got very difficult to get raw milk. It's legal here to buy it at the farm, but it became very difficult to get. So I wasn't able to get any raw milk to make the raw milk yogurt. But I was really just going to do it for demonstration purposes, because it's not something I do. And this is what I explained when I wrote back to Sherry. And I just want to mention that if you email me, if you go to the description below and you scroll down to where it says contact, and I have my email address or my snail mail, but email will be faster, I will respond to you, and I'll answer your question, and I'll email you back. But the reason why I don't make raw milk yogurt is because you basically have to sort of pasteurize it before you go to make yogurt out of it. So I prefer to use my raw milk when I can get it to make things like kefir and whatnot, where I don't have to worry about competing bacterias. The yogurt bacteria and the raw and all the good bacteria in the raw milk can tend to compete, and it can kind of create a problem. So you have to warm the raw milk above the traditional 110 degrees when you're making yogurt, and you've got to warm it up to sometimes over 180. And basically, you're kind of ruining a lot of the nice things about raw milk. Now, when you're inoculating it with the yogurt, you're bringing back a lot of enzymes. But my thought is, why do that? Why not just use pasteurized milk? Not ultra-pasteurized. I don't like ultra-pasteurized milk. But pasteurized milk, and then inoculate it with the, warm it, inoculate it with the, just to the 110, and inoculate it with your yogurt bacteria, and basically take pasteurized milk and make it more nutritious by adding, this wonderful good bacteria to it. And so I always feel that's the best way to make yogurt. And so that's why I generally don't use raw yogurt. But I wanted to address that here. And that's why I've addressed these various questions. Because even though these were specific emails that came in comments and on the Facebook group that we have, if you're not in that yet, we have a fun Facebook group called Mary's Nest Modern Pioneers, emphasis on the modern. But we talk about a lot of different things, and so those are questions that have come up quite a few times, and so I wanted to just address that in general here to all of you, about the oat groats and about the beef bones and about the yogurt. But so that's my thoughts on raw milk yogurt. But I'd be very interested in hearing what you all think about this in the comments below. If you make yogurt using raw milk, and do you try making it with the ones the yogurt cultures that don't need to be heated and whatnot? I've never really had much luck with that with raw milk yogurt. But I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts and in the comments below, whether you've tried it and had success and so on and so forth. So another question that I get, and I've gotten this question many times and from a lot of people, and it's, where did you get the pot with the chicken knob? And it's a stove Dutch oven that everyone is referring to. And I really love this pot. It was a gift from my husband, and it has this adorable little chicken knob on it. And I love chickens. I love birds. Mary's Nest, okay? I think we all know I love birds. And the pot originally came with just a very plain knob, but you could mail away for this. It was a gift that you could send in your receipt, and then you got the little chicken knob as a gift, and I just adore it. But I have found now that they sell these online. They sell them on Amazon. They have the chicken, they have a pig, I think they have a fish. They have a whole variety of them, and they're very reasonably priced. And as I said, this pot is made by Stobe. But this knob, it may fit on Le Creuset, it may fit on Lodge. Lodge makes enamel cast iron as well. It may fit on other enamel cast iron that I've seen sold by Target or Walmart. I'm not exactly sure, but it may. It seems relatively universal. You could look online and see what they say as to what pots it'll fit on. Now that's the one knob. Now I also get questions about the other knob. I have two large Dutch ovens, and this one is adorable. Oops, I think I touched the mic. This one is just precious. It's a little hen, Mère Poulard, mother hen, and I think it's just adorable. Let me turn around so you can see. And so these are the two chicken knobs that I get a lot of questions about. This is also a Stobe, and the knob is actually sold, that particular brass knob is sold at the store Sur la Table, SURLATABLE, and they're online. And they have stores all around the country, I think, but they also have something online, and you just type in, surlatable.com, and hopefully they'll have those in stock. They're designed by the chef Jacques Pepin, and chef and cookbook author, and had many years had a wonderful PBS TV shows and whatnot about cooking, and I've always liked him. And something my husband also got me, which I think is very cute, these are salt and pepper shakers. I love chickens. It's very cute. So just, look for them. See if you have the store in your area. And I just want to talk about this knob one more minute. As I said, they're very reasonably priced. And because I got a lot of questions about this, what I did was on Amazon, you can basically curate all different things into different categories. And it's difficult for me to explain. You have to go over and look at it. And I'll put the link below, and I would be curious what you think of the job that I did. It's a big job, and I'm still working through it. But on a page that Amazon lets you have when you want to curate things for people to see what you like and so on and so forth, and for them to shop, you can put them in all these different little categories now. So when you go to the person's page, like if you went to Mary's Nest page, it's not just a list of stuff on and on and on that's kind of hard to figure out what you're looking for. They let you curate everything into little categories. And so that's what I've done, and I'm still working on it. So even if you're not shopping, I'll put the link below, and if you go over there, let me know what you think about the job that I'm doing, and if you like it, and if I'm putting the right things that you're interested in looking for, and so on and so forth. But I have one little section that says like cooking. I think I wrote it down here. Favorite kitchen pots and skillets. And I have this red pot in there with the little knob and various things like that. And then I have a category for cookbooks. I have a category for canning supplies. I have a category for sewing supplies. And what's nice is you can just click on that little, it's like a little bar almost with a few little pictures on it. And when you click on that, it opens it up. But it's completely isolated to just that subject matter. I really like it. And I've been shopping over at my other friends' sites, and that's where I learned that you can do this. And they have it all curated, so it makes it so easy if you're looking for what somebody recommends for a canning book or preparedness. Lisa Sutton over at Sutton's Days, she's got a great page. It's all coordinated and whatnot. And it's made it so much easier to find things that you're interested in that people talk about. So take a look at it and tell me if you think I'm doing a good job with that, curating everything and making it very clear to find the things that I use and the things that I talk about. I'd be interested in hearing your input. Well, I think I go on a little long. You all know me, I love to talk. So I won't keep you too much longer, and I'll try to answer more questions as we go forward, usually in my News from Mary's Nest that I like to put out on Sunday nights. So just send me your questions in comments or emails, and I'll try to pull them together and answer them as often as I can, once a week or so. But I just wanted to wrap up with one last email, and this wasn't really a question, but I just thought it was so sweet. I got a email from a lovely lady named Kate. Hi, Kate. And Kate lives here in the Texas Hill Country. We are literally almost neighbors. And I am so excited about that. And I'm looking forward to meeting her. And she's just a delight. And she wrote to me that she's going to be doing a series of videos. She has a YouTube channel. And she's going to be doing a series of videos called Breads from Around the World. And I think that's going to be wonderful. And apparently she's quite the baker. So I think that's going to be terrific. And her channel's name is Inside Kate's Kitchen. And I'll link to it in the iCard and in the description below. So, but anyways, hi, Kate. I just wanted to give you a little shout out and say hello to you, and thank you for your lovely note. It was wonderful to hear from you. Well, that's all for tonight. But if you'd like to learn more about beef bones and bone broth, be sure to subscribe to my channel and then click on this short playlist over here where I show you how to make all kinds of bone broth from start to finish. And I'll see you over there in my Texas Hill Country kitchen. Love and God bless.